Welcome again to Dr. John Char Holistic Health Show. And we're going to be talking about aging in place with technology. And we have two special guests here. We have Bonnie Casting-Gay,
That's correct.
nurse, and Duane Langcon.
Yes.
Okay, CPA. Well, tell me about yourself.
I'm a nurse by background. I've been in hospital administration for many years. The areas of specialization for me have been case management, quality management, and home care. And Duane and I opened the company up about 5 years ago, and I'm going to have her introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about our company.
Yeah, my name is Duane, and yes, I'm a CPA by training, but for the last 20 plus years, I've been more in the healthcare arena with hospital administration, and met Bonnie while we were both working at Kapilani and Palimomi, and recently, 5 years ago, we started this company called Ho'okele, which means navigator. And we help elders navigate the complicated healthcare system and elder care system, which would include the use of technology in the home, which is increasingly, there are more and more and more alternatives to help seniors remain in their home where most people want to stay.
Oh, wonderful. We're going to be talking about what does it mean to age in place at home. Okay, so tell me a little bit about aging in place. What do you mean by that?
Well, most of us, as we age and we're thinking ahead, where do we want to be? Do we want to go into a nursing facility? Well, not really. Do we want to go into a care home? Well, not really. Most of us would want to stay at home and be able to age with our families around us. And if not, just be able to stay in our own home setting. That in itself brings a lot of challenges. As we're aging, of course, we're not moving as fast. And so that becomes something, the functioning that we used to be able to climb the 15 stairs, we can't climb the 15 stairs anymore. We're able to jump in and out of the tub before, well, we can't jump in and out of the tub anymore without falling. So there are a lot of challenges, and it takes a family member or someone to look at the setting, look at the individual and their capabilities, and then say, at this point in time, we need to put in some adaptive equipment in order to bring safety here. We need some other types of services because now we can't drive. And so how are we going to go ahead and go and pick up our medications or get the groceries? And now I can't see as well and I'm not remembering as well, so am I going to turn the stove off? And can I really cook for myself anymore? So all of those types of challenges will face all of us as we're starting to do this. And so, and it goes beyond the medical needs. The ability, of course, to go to the doctor is another challenge, but how do I keep healthy? What does it mean to continue exercising, and how do I do that? How do I maintain a healthy nutritional status for myself? All of those types of challenges one needs to face, and then what type of technology or what can I use in order to stay connected with my friends if I can't go out as much, or with my family, so I can still talk to my granddaughter who's on the mainland now and I don't see her. So it's all of those types of variables, is putting it together into a plan and saying, now, what do we need to do to enable someone to stay in that setting?
Okay, and so you sort of gave you a sort of overview, and we were going to talk about the safety in the home, what
type of technology we have.
What kind of technology.
Right.
So when someone's looking for technology as an option, it's really important to do a complete assessment first.
Okay.
One of the medical condition of the senior, the functional status, their cognitive status, and then to really look at what are the concerns of the family, what are they worrying about, and what would give them peace of mind that everything is okay. Then and only then can you look at what technology is out there. It never should be technology out of the box that you make yourself fit into. You really look at what do you want first out of it, and then pairing the appropriate technology to meet your needs first. So we really, when we look at technology, there's 3 objectives for the family to consider. You want to make sure that the senior is safe at home. You want to make sure that they're healthy at home. And then you want to make sure that you're maximizing their independence and keeping them socially and cognitively connected, so that you can really make the most out of your life, even if you may be homebound or maybe you're restricted in terms of your mobility. Today, with the power of the internet, you can go anywhere from your chair. And there are many technologies out there that even if the senior does not know how to use the computer at all, via touchscreen and interactive technology, they can be out surfing, looking at websites, they can go to YouTube, they can be receiving pictures from their family members, playing games. There's a lot that can be brought to them in a very simple interface that doesn't require any knowledge of the computer. And that's really where maximizing their independence. Having systems where it's easy to order your groceries to be delivered to your home. Today, with the aging tsunami, there are many senior enabling services coming up: delivery services, laundry services, cleaning services. But how do you get to them if you can't hear on the telephone enough to call, and you're not on the computer, and you don't really have someone to help you, and you don't want to bother your kids to do it for you? How can you do it? Well, again, using advanced technologies and the power of the internet, there are ways to use a touchscreen and very simply order these things to come to you. Now, but going back to safety, motion sensors is a typical way that you can very discreetly monitor safety, and where you can't really see, it's not video camera, so you can't really see what's going on, but there's enough to tell you that mom got up at her usual time, she opened the side door and let the cat out or let the dog out, she went to the kitchen, had breakfast, then went to the bathroom, changed her clothes, came out, was in the living room. And you can tell all of this, a pattern of movement throughout the home, which will just give you peace of mind that mom's okay going through her regular routine. And then using advanced software, you can notify yourself when the routine has been broken. So for example, the refrigerator has not been open all day, which may tell you mom forgot to eat. And that could be a dangerous thing for seniors. And these are all done very discreetly and passively. The senior doesn't even notice after a while that there's motion sensors in the home. Now, kind of a funny story, one of our clients, prior to getting a system like this, his mother had had a fall before and had not been found for hours. It's one of the things seniors are very afraid of. And they found her several hours later, and it required hospitalization and whatnot, and then she was fine. And they were deathly afraid that that would ever happen again. So the family's solution, very simple solution, was, well, I'm going to call you every hour on the hour. And so the son would pick up the phone. I've seen him leave meetings and just go, okay, are you okay? Okay, bye. Are you okay? Okay, bye. And so when we were able to share the system with his mother said, yes, I want to have the system right away, which was a surprise because she really was not a technology person. She says, why, Mom? Why do you like it so much? And she says, I want you to stop calling me. And you don't realize it because that's part of independence. Nobody wants to feel monitored, that they have to be called every hour on the hour to check if they're okay. So by having a system, she could be independent. He also got peace of mind, and that really helped again with their relationship. I think the other aspect is living healthy, and Bonnie can tell you a lot about how a system can help you stay healthy.
Well, before we do that, I want to ask you one question. Is while the person gets out of the environment with all the sensors, and maybe they go on the car to visit their relatives or something, is there a way that monitoring system can follow them?
Actually, there are GPS devices starting to emerge. So yes, it is
Okay.
possible. Not too many people go that far, but it is possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. So, in one situation, we're very worried for an individual who lost her husband. And so, and she was already starting to drift off in her weight. So what we worry about is a failure to thrive type of situation. And she was living alone. So we placed some sensors in place, plus a scale. And now we're able to monitor on a continuous basis her weight and actually provide that to her doctor whenever we go on a visit. But also, I can see that she's gone to the refrigerator, and we also are placing this in with our home care services, and so our nurses' aides are able to document straight onto our system now. So what we've done is converted all of the paperwork onto an electronic system, and it's based right on the system, and so they're there, touchscreen, just typing in notes for us. So we can go ahead and triage earlier some of the issues. And she was really drifting off and losing about 2 to 3 pounds and in a week. And so by that, what we were able to do is start to engage her in going to the dining room a little bit more, going out to favorite restaurants and getting her food. And so then she started to pick up again. And all along, her doctor, we're working in partnership with him and saying, okay, this is what's happening. Let's take the next step. So we were able to really triage. Another situation was someone who was getting more and more confused. And we always asked the family, is she sleeping well? What's going on? Because the family are there. But they said, yeah, we don't hear anything. But of course you're sleeping, so you don't hear anything. But we were able to note her getting up and down every half an hour. And it wasn't just going to the bathroom, it was just restlessness. And so by intervening, by looking at her medications, what she was taking at night, what her activities were during the day, we were able to adjust that. And then soon we could find that she was sleeping much better, less confusion in the morning. So, it's a very useful tool. It's able to triage early problems and just monitor and make sure that families have peace of mind. I've had families who are in the Bahamas or on the mainland who are able to look in on the system and go, oh, great, mom's okay. Or be on their iPhone and tap in and go, yeah, she's okay today. Great, I'm not going to worry. So
We've even had families where there are siblings who are doctors or nurses, but they're living on the East Coast or internationally. And they, can't participate physically in providing the care. There's usually a sibling here that's bearing the brunt of that responsibility. But they'll go on the system and they'll look at the blood pressure, and the doctor will call the sister and say, oh, you need to ask your primary care physician about this because it doesn't look right. So it really enables siblings who live afar to be able to participate in the caregiving responsibilities, even if they're not physically here geographically.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, this is all by sound technology, or is it touch sound? Can you actually see the person?
Well, in fact, most
If you
people
wanted
don't
to.
want video, but with the advent of Skype,
Yes, Skype.
it is
okay.
possible. And we do have the system set up that in the case of an emergency, if you wanted to turn the camera on and see what was going on, you could initiate that remotely and actually turn the camera on and see what was going on. Not too many people want that feature.
Okay, but that's an option.
That's
It's
an option.
Okay.
if that's what you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we wanted to share also an example of someone who's really creatively using the system.
Okay.
Called Willow's story. And we originally thought that the system would not work with those with severe dementia,
Okay.
where you needed supervision. But let me share with you Willow's story. Willow says, my mom has Alzheimer's, but she is very independent. So she wants to be on her own. What we're doing so that we don't have to move her into a care home is to use the system to supplement hands-on caregivers. I check on her anytime, anywhere, using the system from my computer or my husband's iPhone. So she can be traveling, on the road, doing errands, visiting her granddaughter, and just from her iPhone she can check that mom's okay. And she says, with this kind of system, my mom can be in her home alone much longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful, Star.
And in her situation, because of the Alzheimer's, we could not put up a monitor with a lot of pictures or anything that's distracting. It would have bothered her. So what it is just a little black box, and we had to hide it in a basket with stuffed animals all around it, so she would not notice it. And it did well for about 6 months, and then she discovered the black box and turned it off. So, but we had
we
it
moved
put
it
we
somewhere
moved
else.
and she's fine now.
But that also speaks to the need to
Be creative.
customize
Yep.
the system to the situation. It really is not something you can just get off the shelf and put up yourself and have it work perfectly. It really needs to be customized to your needs. And when you're looking for any kind of a system, you should be sure that it will age with you. Right? Because in the beginning, you may get it when you're more independent and you don't need a lot of assistance. Maybe you're not even monitoring your blood pressure. But as you age and you begin to need more health monitoring, maybe you need some medication reminders, the system should be able to just add on increasing capabilities
Yeah.
as you need.
So you plug
So that-
in any of the tools that you need going forward.
Right.
So now, let me ask you a question. Is this a software, or this is a actual equipment, or how's it look, or what's it,
It's actually a touch screen.
It's a touch screen.
It looks like
Yeah.
a 17-inch flat screen TV.
Okay.
It's the elder care iPad.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's an
it
iPad.
is. It really is.
And what do you do? You press the touch screen?
You just touch
thing,
screen,
and
yeah.
then- oh.
We have
We
a
had
picture of it.
Oh,
we
it's
had
a picture. Yeah.
Give you the folder.
we had
I'll
we had a
find
gentleman
it.
who
I'll
loved
find
to
it.
play solitaire. We have a game, solitaire, and it's all by touchscreen. But started to get arthritic pains, and so he said, "How am I going to do this?" And he was playing this, most of the day, trying to keep busy. And so he developed a system where he got his little pencil and used the eraser, and was able to go ahead and innovate and play.
Oh,
by this,
interesting,
yeah.
interesting.
There
Yeah.
you go. This is what it looks like.
Okay.
So it just looks like a flat screen TV.
How big is it?
About
You
17
can put in
inches.
your pocket, or?
Oh, no, no.
No.
It's 17 inches.
Oh, 17-inch. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a television.
All right.
And see the buttons?
Mm-hmm.
Those would be like iPad apps, except they're bigger. So
Oh.
you can see them. And they're customized. And we can change which buttons appear based on what the senior is interested in. There are websites they can go to, pictures, videos.
So you can integrate different programs on it.
Absolutely.
That's
And
correct.
so it's
As
not
you
only
need.
your program, but other programs.
Right, right.
For
Yes.
entertainment, things
Right.
like that.
Exactly.
Oh,
We can
okay.
tap in music, favorite radio stations. In one situation, the system went in for the husband, and it was distracting to her, and she wanted the system out. We needed to check his blood pressure, basically because blood pressure and weight because of his congestive heart failure. So in interviewing her, we found that she loved piano music. And so we're able to upload some favorite piano music. And so we told the husband, just press this button when it's not in use and just let the piano music play.
terrific.
And she loved it. So she grew very accustomed to the system and enjoys it. Maybe enjoys it more than he does at this point in time.
Is
Some
this-
of our families are getting quite creative with YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
if grandma or grandpa is not able to get out to a recital or a soccer game, they can videotape it and tape the piano recital, load it up to YouTube, and then you go on the system and create a button, granddaughter's recital, then call grandma or grandpa and hey, press that button, and they press the button, and they'll be able to watch the tape of the recital.
And is this, can you find it on the internet, or is it customized to your company, or what is this? How do you access this? I mean, we talked about it, we have the equipment, and people say, well, I want to get it now. What's the cost? They think, oh, it might be expensive. Tell me a little bit about that.
It really isn't. I mean, it's about the cost of a touchscreen. The equipment usually runs anywhere between $2,500 and $3,000 one time, just
Oh,
like buying a computer.
Yeah.
And then there's a monthly, just like your cell phone, subscription service.
Okay.
And it runs about, depending on which features you have, just like your cell phone, between $69 and $150 a month. Very similar, based on what modules, what aspects of the system that you want.
Okay.
And they can call our company and we can help customize which features that you want and need and get that installed for you, and then support you on the back end with a registered nurse if necessary.
No.
To help you with any health questions you may have or other kinds of issues with navigating the complicated system.
And so anybody can actually, so it's actually, is it available, or did somebody develop it independent of your company, or you had a big part in developing that whole, what's...
We've done a lot of development. We started off with our developed program already, and then from there we have customized it to the needs of our clientele.
Oh, okay.
So we partnered with someone that developed the original system, and then, as Bonnie said, we enhanced it to be more suitable for senior use.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And yes, it is already available. If people are interested in looking at it or having a demonstration,
Okay.
they can call our company. We're happy to share it with you. And, it comes with the added benefit of, we're not computer people by training, Bonnie and I, but it will come with the support of the health navigator or an RN that will help you figure out how to use this to maximize being able to stay at home.
Oh, terrific. Okay. So tell me more about, now we know the system exists, right? We know basically what it does. Now, how many people would you say, or could you comment, in your office you had, say, 10 people say, I need to have this done. And maybe I'm a relative and I want to hook in with this relative to hook into the relative, or things like that, communication. How do you, is that, you're capable of doing that?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, sure. Yes.
So you can still like talk to each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
via Skype
Via
or
Skype.
email.
Yep.
Or,
Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Right, all again through a very simple touch.
One of the other things that we are looking at is more the social networking. So,
Yeah.
getting groups of people together to play a game,
Oh, okay.
or having, because you're not able to drive anymore, but you were accustomed to seeing your friends once a week, is it possible for us to connect them and have them talk to each other?
Oh, it's just like so you can actually have a family reunion on that, really.
Not yet.
Not yet,
Like
but
different
yeah.
kinds of
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
Point
Yeah.
to point right
Okay,
now.
because maybe
know,
you say, well, how's mom? Okay, let's tune into mom.
Now you can send audio messages, we can send reminders, or just say, hey, hi, I'm coming over for lunch today. Don't forget,
Yeah.
we're going out to dinner tomorrow night, do you want to go? And so, you can send messages that way, or closed email. So it keeps everyone connected with each other as if, you were there.
Oh, that's
And when
fantastic.
they need caregiving assistance, as we said, it's so expensive. So we try as much as possible to keep the cost down.
Okay.
So when a nurse needs to see what's going on in the home, right now the only choice is to drive over there,
Right.
Yeah.
which then incurs cost for the family in
Yes.
terms of her time, the mileage. So if the nurse can connect with the family and see what's going on via the technology, the Skype, you save all of that.
Sure.
And that's especially important on the neighbor islands,
Oh,
where
yeah,
some of the distances to drive are
Exactly.
very far and very long. It could take a nurse a couple of hours to just go on a visit, and that would cost the family a couple of hours of a nurse's time.
So it actually works like an internet service.
It is. It's connected to the
Exactly.
internet.
And if
so,
if the internet goes down, then you have a problem.
of course. No different than if the electricity goes down, you'd have a problem.
What service you got? All right. All right. Anything else you'd like to enlighten the audience with?
Let's see. I
just think that it's really important for people to know that technology is out there to help them.
yes.
It can help them, give them peace of mind. It can help them reduce their cost. It can help them improve the quality of caring for their elder parent. And it's something that most people don't naturally think about.
Okay.
And they're not alone. And so if they they call for help. There's help in the community, you know, elder affairs. There are a lot of services out there for individuals who are looking for help. And many times when you're in the crises, you can't find the resources. You don't know of the resources, so you're all alone. And there are a lot of services out there for individuals.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a really enlightening show here. And we're going to have you, again, we're going to be actually showing the show on the first and third Wednesday at 6 p.m. On Alero Channel 52, and also on every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. All right.
Okay.
And so thank you, Bonnie, for enlightening the audience with the Ho'okele, right?
Thank you.
Ho'okele
Yes,
concept.
Ho'okele. Yes.
Great.
And so stay tuned, because next month we're going to be showing some history. We're going to talk about the history. We're going to talk about the effects of radiation on the human health, and especially on foods that we eat and water that we drink. So really stay tuned. See you.
Thank you.
Great.